mountaineers placed 500 markers along a route spanning almost 20 forested miles between Snoqualmie Pass and Stampede Pass. Most of the markers are gone now, victims of forest fire or a logger's axe, but a few remain. I wonder whether anyone spotting them in recent years knows of their origin. I wonder whether any of the skiers who placed the markers are still living. A week after my first scouting trip, I spent another day exploring the patrol race route on skis from the opposite end, near Stampede Pass. 2 weeks after that, I traversed the entire route from north to south by myself. I have not yet been able to find anyone interested in joining me. The trip marks the beginning of my fascination with a forgotten chapter in Washington ski history, and the first of many such journeys. It's fair to say that skiing runs in my family. My mother didn't ski much by the time I was a teenager. I am the fifth of 6 children. But I knew her family had been skiers, based on old stories and family photographs. Mom's parents were born in Sweden, and a treasured family picture shows Elsa, my mormor, my mother's mother, with 3 of her siblings on skis when they still lived in Scandinavia. My parents grew up in Minnesota. It seemed to me that my dad had always been a skier, and I regret never asking him how he got started. Dad died relatively young of heart failure when I was in college. For at least a decade before that, it was a settled matter in our home that while Mom preferred church on Sundays, Dad would rather go skiing. We kids usually went with him. Dad and his older brother Jim were ski jumpers as well as downhill skiers. In the 1950s and 1960s, Nordic ski jumping was a vital sport in the Northwest. It had diminished from its heyday in the 1930s and 1940s, but it was still an active club sport with regular events. Dad and Jim were members of the Kongsberger Ski Club, organized by a group of Norwegian jumpers and populated by an enthusiastic bunch of local-born skiers. In the 1950s, the Kongsbergers built a tiny 8-foot by 8-foot cabin and practice jump a few miles east of Snoqualmie Pass. I remember accompanying Dad and my brother Gordy to the Kongsberger site to watch them practice their jumps. After a morning of sledding and watching the jumpers, I'd squeeze into the cabin to warm up, surrounded by the smell of leather boots and wet wool, entranced by the jumpers' stories, often told in Norwegian or Swedish accented English. I understood intuitively that skiing was older and richer than what a kid from Seattle experienced riding the rope toes. That feeling has stuck with me ever since. Years later, after my father had passed away and I realized that his peers were disappearing too, I felt an urgency to learn more about their stories, and by extension, more of Dad's own story. Those stories have been written in the snows, destined to fade with the passing of seasons and of generations. I never took up ski jumping, at least not in the Norwegian style. My father retired from jumping by the late 1960s, and my brother Gordy moved on as well. My siblings became alpine skiers, ski instructors, and ski patrollers. We weren't full-time professionals by any means. Instructing or patrolling was something we did one day a weekend to earn a free lift ticket to ski the other day. My brothers and I came of age during the emergence of freestyle skiing in the 1970s. One friend joked that we should start a Million Moguls ski club because we had probably skied that many bumps over the years, cycling the chairlifts at Snoqualmie Pass, Crystal Mountain, and other Northwest ski areas. While some of my college friends got seriously into freestyle skiing, I drifted in another direction, toward mountaineering. Alpine climbing opened my eyes to the wilderness mountains of the Pacific Northwest, country hinted at in views from Northwest ski areas, but only truly experienced after leaving the roads and chairlifts behind. After I graduated from the University of Washington in 1978, I landed an engineering job and dove into local mountaineering with a passion sharpened by having to squeeze my adventures into weekends and short vacations from work. I bought a pair of Raymer ski touring bindings and mounted them on a used pair of K2 skis from Gordy. My friend Gary Brill gave me some old strap-on climbing skins. After modifying the Raymers to fit